For your knowledge, I am canceling my Tell Your Tale reviews, at least for now. I never intended for my channel to be a place for people to watch me get irrationally upset about cartoon horses. It was supposed to be a channel where I gushed about how much I love My Little Pony. When I started reviewing Tell Your Tale, and G5 in general, it was because I liked it. But Tell Your Tale and G5 as a whole have decayed in quality. And now I find myself more disappointed than excited. This isn't what I want from these videos. So I am throwing the viewership trends out the window. I'm throwing the poll results out the window. It's time for me to make a video about something that makes me happy. My Little Pony Crystal Princess The Runaway Rainbow is a 46-minute special released in 2006 as part of My Little Pony's third generation. It makes me happy because it combines G3's carefree, relaxing vibes with a real story that has a conflict, stakes, and an arc for the main character. I will be talking about spoilers, so be warned. The main character is Rarity, a filly who was chosen from among so many other young pink unicorns to be this year's Crystal Princess. She is responsible for adding the final color, pink, to the first rainbow of the season. But she is a distracted, fun-loving filly with no concept of responsibility. She quickly ends up using the Princess Wand to teleport herself to Breezy Blossom, just outside of Ponyville and very far away from Unicornia. This turns out to be a problem. If she and the other unicorns involved in the rainbow aren't present under the Crystal Dome when the fourth shooting star appears, no rainbow will be made, and it turns out in G3 unicorns are responsible for the manufacture of all rainbows, so Rarity's absence threatens to bring about an entire year in which no rainbows appear and any objects with a rainbow motif become completely whitewashed. I'm sure there were coloring books of this. Notice a few important things about this story. 1. There are stakes. The fate of all of Equestria doesn't hang in the balance, but an entire year's worth of rainbows does. This is important. 2. They worked a ticking clock into the plot. Every time one of the 4 shooting stars appears, it reminds the audience that we're in a rush to get Rarity back to Unicornia before it's too late. This builds tension. It's also worth noting the source of the conflict, Rarity's irresponsibleness. She spends the majority of the special getting into trouble and then denying culpability.
It wasn't my fault!
Is almost a catchphrase of hers for how much she says it. The turning point in the story comes when Rarity recognizes that it is her fault.
I wasn't ready. This is all Cheerilee's fault. No, it's not. It is my fault. It's all my fault.
This happens during my favorite song of the special, Far Apart. In addition to being the turning point of Rarity's character, it is a very pretty duet. Both singers are excellent and the visuals add a lot of flair. As a side note, do you recognize Rarity's voice? It's Kathy Wesseluk, who voices Spike in G4. Kathy actually gets more songs in G3 than G4? Come on, Friendship is Magic, why doesn't Spike get a song until season 6? Anyway, back to Rarity. This turning point has a lasting impact on her character. In her future appearances, she is still a fun-loving filly, but she never displays the same level of irresponsibleness that she showed at first. Her childlike optimism even saves the day when Cheerilee gives up, thinking they've missed their window.
Let's do it again! Please! We can't give up! We can make the rainbow! I know it!
I failed. This is all my fault.
No, it wasn't me. The hiding, playing with the wand, getting lost, falling off the mountain, risking the rainbow colors, not listening. I know that now. Now who's not listening?
So combine this little character arc with Kathy Wesseluk's excellent voice acting, and Rarity is a good main character. Cheerilee is also a good character. Throughout the special, she has to deal with guilt, as she blames herself for what happened. The culmination of her character is accepting that it's not her fault, and recovering the spirits to try again. That climax scene I just showed is actually kind of brilliant. As for the other characters, most of them were introduced in previous specials. They're all in character, although none of them have particularly big contributions to the overall story here. The Breezies and Minty are still adorable, Pinkie Pie is still a strong leader, Spike is still full of himself, and Rainbow Dash still says darling at least once a sentence, sometimes twice. I already highlighted one of the songs, but I do have to mention, they're all good. There are 4 songs in this special, and I replay all 4 of them regularly. Lol, imagine getting 4 full-length songs in a reprise in a single 45-minute special. The G5 people were not taking notes. They also have some lovely instrumental renditions in the credits, as well as generally lovely instrumental music throughout the special. In terms of world building, this special follows the general trend of G3, which is that it is very free to introduce new elements to the world as needed. G3 starts with a very small world, a single town of Earth ponies with seemingly no magic, but it expands continually, in this special introducing unicorns for the first time, as well as coming up with a magical explanation for rainbows. This is a rather Tolkien-esque solution to world building, starting small and then introducing new elements to both the characters and the audience. That's really clever, actually. And you certainly get the feeling that there are plenty of unexplored corners in this world. Spike mentions at least 4 different castles that are never shown in G3. I wonder if this was the writers hinting at intentions to expand the world of G3 further. If they did have such intentions, I imagine they were cut short by the 2008 reboot, which limited G3 to 7 characters in a single location. I wonder, had the writers been allowed to continue in this direction without interference, if G3 would have ended up looking more like G4 in terms of its expansive world and set of characters without requiring a hard reboot? I'm curious now. Okay, let's see. Hey, Red-Headed Elf, can you get Starlight to do some time magic for me?
Sorry, buddy. No can do.
Pony feathers. Anyway, animation. The G3 crew manages to make their modest budget go pretty far. One of my favorite moments when rewatching any G3 animation is the opening sequence. Those establishing shots they do are always gorgeous, and the music is the icing on the cake. My regret with G3's animation is that all the characters look too similar, but at least they look like ponies. The Runaway Rainbow does carry with it the quirks of G3, including incessant giggling, overused catchphrases, especially for Rainbow Dash, and not a stallion in sight. The non-stop giggling can be really grating for viewers who aren't accustomed to G3. That's probably a lot of where G3 got its bad rep from, but it also employs some more clever mechanisms to keep even the youngest viewers entertained. These include catchy songs, cute in-character antics like Rarity going wild on rollerblades or the Breezies getting distracted with honey, and occasionally really funny dialogue.
She is so brave! I miss her already! Tralala, should I follow her? No, Tiddlywink, I insist. I'll follow her. It's all settled then. We'll stay here!
So G3 has its flaws in terms of character design, overused catchphrases, lack of male representation, and the non-stop giggling. But it also has decently good humor, excellent music, interesting world building, charming animation, and quality voice acting. As for complaints that are unique to the Runaway Rainbow, I really have none. This story is low-key brilliant. I'll give it a 9 out of 10, keeping in mind that 9 is relative to the overall quality of G3. A 9 out of 10 in a G3 special isn't necessarily the same as a 9 out of 10 in a G4 episode. As for the future of my channel, I still intend to finish the Make Your Mark reviews. I suppose I should also obey the will of the masses and do that G5 character analysis, but that might wait until after I get a few more of those Make Your Mark reviews out. That's all for now. Peace out.